You wake up early, your to-do list is long. You answer emails, jump on calls, post on social media. You feel like you're making progress, but then you get to the end of the day and you're still right where you started. So here's the honest truth about progress and why most people never make any. We live in a new era of hustle. It's something we hear all the time. Hustle, grind, be unstoppable. If you're not hustling, if you're not working every waking hour, if you're not putting one foot in front of the other so fast, you're gonna fall behind. And our generation glorifies the grind. But let me ask you this, have you ever been working really hard but never actually accomplished anything? Have you ever felt like you were just running on a wheel, and no matter how fast you ran, you never got anywhere? If you've ever had a job where you felt like you were just going through the motions or you were just busy but nothing was getting done, then you know how frustrating and demoralizing it can be. Because here's the truth, being busy is not the same as making progress. So many people today are just spinning in circles, always doing, never moving. They confuse movement for momentum, tasks for transformation, and that's how burnout happens when you're just constantly running on a wheel. You might think that by increasing your productivity, you'll accomplish more, but you'd be wrong because real progress is not about how much you do. It's about how well you do it. Real success is about doing less, but doing it better. If you want to be successful, you must be willing to take a step back from the chaos and evaluate where you're spending your time and energy. You have to ask yourself, is this activity actually moving me closer to my goal? Or am I just wasting my time? You see, there are two types of activity. Activity that moves you closer to your goals and activity that distracts you from them. It is easy to get caught up in the endless cycle of busyness and forget to ask this question. But doing so will only lead to frustration and burnout. The first step to making real progress is to slow down. It's hard to focus on what matters when you're feeling overwhelmed and scattered. Take some time to get clear on your priorities and goals. Once you know where you want to go, you can start to figure out which activities are helping you get there and which ones aren't. This might mean cutting back on certain commitments or saying no to new opportunities. It's not easy, but it's necessary if you want to make real progress. Next, be honest with yourself about your energy levels. When we're tired, we're more likely to give up and default to mindless scrolling or other distractions. If you're feeling burnt out, take a break. Rest and recharge so that you can come back to your work feeling refreshed and focused. This might mean taking a few days off each week to relax or taking a longer vacation. Again, it's not easy, but it's necessary if you want to make real progress. Finally, be patient with yourself. Making real progress takes time. Don't expect to change everything overnight. Just focus on making small changes and be patient as you work toward your goals. This might mean setting realistic goals for yourself or breaking down larger goals into smaller ones. Whatever you do, don't get discouraged. Real progress is possible. You see, activity is what we do when we're busy. Progress is what we do when we're focused. In order to make real progress, you have to stop mindlessly following the crowd and start thinking for yourself. Here are 7 signs that you're just busy, not making progress. No. 1. You're always overwhelmed, but rarely fulfilled. Being busy is often associated with a sense of urgency and stress. When you're busy, you may feel like you're constantly rushing to meet deadlines and complete tasks. However, true fulfillment comes from a sense of purpose and achievement. When you're making progress, you feel a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. But when you're just busy, you feel overwhelmed and stressed. No. 2. You do a lot, but nothing feels meaningful. Another sign that you're just busy is when you do a lot, but nothing feels meaningful. When you're busy, you may find yourself taking on more and more tasks and responsibilities without considering whether they truly aligned with your values and goals. As a result, you may feel unfulfilled and disillusioned. No. 3. You're reactive, not intentional. When you're busy, you're often reactive, meaning you're constantly putting out fires and dealing with unexpected problems. On the other hand, when you're making progress, you're intentional, which means you take the time to plan ahead and set yourself up for success. No. 4. You check boxes, but don't feel closer to your goals. Another sign that you're just busy is when you check off to-do list items, but never feel like you're actually getting closer to your goals. When you're busy, you may find yourself constantly working, but never really accomplishing anything significant. You may feel like you're just going through the motions and never really making any real progress. No, you struggle with procrastination. Procrastination is another common sign that you're just busy. When you're procrastinating, you're essentially trying to avoid the work that you know you need to do. Oftentimes, this stems from a lack of clarity or a lack of motivation. No. 6. You compare yourself to others. Comparing yourself to others is a recipe for unhappiness and dissatisfaction. When you're busy, you're often focused on what you haven't done rather than what you have accomplished. You may find yourself constantly falling behind in comparison to those around you. And number 7, you sacrifice your well-being. Finally, when you're just busy, You tend to sacrifice your own well-being in order to get everything done. You may find yourself neglecting your physical and mental health in order to meet deadlines and complete tasks. You may be sacrificing sleep, exercise, and healthy eating in order to stay on top of your workload. Let's take a look at the solution. What does real progress actually look like? Well, firstly, real progress is usually quiet. It's uncomfortable. You won't see it on Instagram or hear about it on Twitter. It's the work you do behind the scenes that doesn't get any attention, but that makes all the difference. Secondly, real progress is intentional. You're not just doing stuff for the sake of doing it. Every action you take is purposeful and aligned with your values and goals. Thirdly, real progress is often lonely. When you're making real progress, you're not looking for validation or approval from others. You're refocused on your own journey and you're willing to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go. Fourthly, real progress is steady and consistent. You're not making huge leaps and bounds, but you're making small, steady progress over time. This is the only way to achieve lasting success. Fifth, real progress is often unrewarded. You may not see the results you're looking for right away, but that doesn't discourage you. You know that the work you're doing now will pay off in the future. Lastly, real progress is freeing. Once you start making real progress, you feel a sense of calm and clarity. You know that you're on the right path, even if you don't know exactly where that path will lead. Making real progress is not easy, but it's definitely worth it. So if you're feeling stuck or unmotivated, remember that real progress is possible. It just takes a little bit of effort and a lot of patience. Now, as we wrap up this video, I want to leave you with one final thought. The enemy of progress is not laziness. It's scattered energy. If everything matters, nothing matters. If you say yes to everything, you move toward nothing. The most successful people in the world are masters at prioritization. They understand the importance of focusing on what matters most and letting go of the distractions that would pull them away from their goals. To become successful, you must learn to do the same. You have to ask yourself, what does success look like for me? Then put in the work to make it happen. Do you want to be afraid to turn down opportunities or to walk away from things that are a good fit? Be willing to make sacrifices and to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Above all else, be patient. Success is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the ride and trust that if you stay focused and keep moving forward, you will eventually get where you want to go. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to share 4 more videos like this. And if you want to learn more about how to become a high achiever, I've linked up a couple of relevant videos here and here. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.